Welcome to Motivation at Hand. To know is to know how. Part 1. United States District Court, in the District of Florida, 2380,101 CR Cannon, REINHART, case numbers 18 U.S.C. Section 793E, 18 U.S.C. Section 1512K, 18 U.S.C. 1512B, 2A, 18 U.S.C. Section 1519. United States of America. Donald J. Trump and Waltine Nauta, defendants. The grand jury charges that indictment general allegations, at times material to this indictment, on or about the dates and approximate times stated below. L. Defendant Donald J. Trump was the 45th President of the United States of America. He held office from January 20th, 2017, until January 20, 2021. As President, Trump had lawful access to the most sensitive classified documents and national defense information gathered and owned by the United States government, including information from the agencies that comprise the United States intelligence community and the United States Department of Defense. 1. Over the course of his presidency, Trump gathered newspapers, press clippings, letters, notes, cards, photographs, official documents, and other materials in cardboard boxes that he kept in the White House. Among the materials Trump stored in his boxes were hundreds of classified documents. 2. The classified documents Trump stored in his boxes included information regarding defense and weapons capabilities of both the United States and foreign countries. United States nuclear programs, potential vulnerabilities of the United States and its allies to military attack, and plans for possible retaliation in response to a foreign attack. The unauthorized disclosure of these classified documents could put at risk the national security of the United States, foreign relations, the safety of the United States military, and human sources and the continued viability of sensitive intelligence collection methods. 3. At 12 p.m. on January 20th, 2021, Trump ceased to be president. As he departed the White House, Trump caused scores of boxes, many of which contained classified documents, to be transported to the Mar-a-Lago Club in Palm Beach, Florida, where he maintained his residence. Trump was not authorized to possess or retain those classified documents. 4. The Mar-a-Lago Club was an active social club, which, between January 20th, 21 and August 20th, 22, hosted events for tens of thousands of members and guests. After Trump's presidency. 5. On 2 occasions in 2021, Trump showed classified documents to others, as follows. 6. In July 20th, 21, at Trump National Golf Club in Bedminster, New Jersey, the Bedminster Club, during an audio-recorded meeting with a writer, a publisher, and 2 members of his staff, none of whom possessed a security clearance, Trump showed and described a plan of attack that Trump said was prepared for him by the Department of Defense and a senior military official. 6. Trump told the individuals that the plan was highly confidential and secret. Trump also said, "As president I could have declassified it, and, now I can't, but this is still a secret." 7. In August or September 20th, 21, at the Bedminster Club, Trump showed a representative of his Political Action Committee who did not possess a security clearance a classified map related to a military operation and told the representative that he should not be showing it to the representative and that the representative should not get too close. 8. On March 30th, 2022, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, opened a criminal investigation into the unlawful retention of classified documents at the Mar-a-Lago Club. A federal grand jury investigation began the next month. The grand jury issued a subpoena requiring Trump to turn over all documents with classification markings. Trump endeavored to obstruct the FBI and grand jury investigations and conceal his continued retention of classified documents by, among other things, 1. Suggesting that his attorney falsely represent to the FBI and grand jury that Trump did not have documents called for by the grand jury subpoena. Directing defendant Waltine Nauta to move boxes of documents to conceal them from Trump's attorney, the FBI, and the grand jury. C. Suggesting that his attorney hide or destroy documents called for by the grand jury subpoena. Providing to the FBI and grand jury just some of the documents called for by the grand jury subpoena, while claiming that he was cooperating fully, and 2. Causing a certification to be submitted to the FBI and grand jury falsely representing that all documents called for by the grand jury subpoena had been produced, while knowing that, in fact, not all such documents had been produced. 3. As a result of Trump's retention of classified documents after his presidency and refusal to return them, hundreds of classified documents were not recovered by the United States government until 2022, as follows. On January 17, nearly 1 year after Trump left office, and after months of demands by the National Archives and Records Administration for Trump to provide all missing presidential records, Trump provided only 15 boxes, which contained 197 documents with classification markings. 2. On June 3, in response to a grand jury subpoena demanding the production of all documents with classification markings, Trump's attorney provided to the FBI 38 more documents with classification markings. C. On August 8, pursuant to a court-authorized search warrant, the FBI recovered from Trump's office and a storage room at the Mar-a-Lago Club 102 more documents with classification markings. Trump's co-conspirator. Defendant Nauta was a member of the United States Navy stationed as a valet in the White House during Trump's presidency. Beginning in August 2021, Nauta became an executive assistant in the office of Donald J. Trump and served as Trump's personal aide or body man. Nauta reported to Trump, worked closely with Trump, and traveled with Trump. The Mar-a-Lago Club is located on South Ocean Boulevard in Palm Beach, Florida, and included Trump's residence, more than 25 guest rooms, 2 ballrooms, a spa, a gift store, exercise facilities, office space, and an outdoor pool and patio. As of January 20, 21, the Mar-a-Lago Club had hundreds of members and was staffed by more than 150 full-time, part-time, and temporary employees. 2. Between January 20, 21 and August 20, 22, the Mar-a-Lago Club hosted more than 150 social events, including weddings, movie premieres, and fundraisers that together drew tens of thousands of guests. The United States Secret Service, the Secret Service, provided protection services to Trump and his family after he left office, including at the Mar-a-Lago Club, but it was not responsible for the protection of Trump's boxes or their contents. Trump did not inform the Secret Service that he was storing boxes containing classified documents at the Mar-a-Lago Club. Classified information. National security information was information owned by, produced for, and under the control of the United States government. Pursuant to Executive Order 12958, signed on April 17, 1995, as amended by Executive Order 13292 on March 25, 2003, and Executive Order 13526 on December 29, 2009, national security information was classified as top secret, or confidential, as follows. Information was classified as top secret if the unauthorized disclosure of that information reasonably could be expected to cause exceptionally grave damage to the national security that the original classification authority was able to identify or describe. Information was classified as secret if the unauthorized disclosure of that information reasonably could be expected to cause serious damage to the national security that the original classification authority was able to identify or describe. Information was classified as confidential if the unauthorized disclosure of that information reasonably could be expected to cause damage to the national security that the original classification authority was able to identify or describe. The classification marking No Foreign stood for not releasable to foreign nationals and denoted that dissemination of that information was limited to United States persons. Classified information related to intelligence sources, methods, and analytical processes was designated as Sensitive Compartmented Information, SCI. SCI was to be processed, stored, used, or discussed in an accredited sensitive compartmented information facility, SIF, and only individuals with the appropriate security clearance and additional SCI permissions were authorized to have access to such national security information. When the vulnerability of, or threat to, specific classified information was exceptional, and the normal criteria for determining eligibility for access to classified information were insufficient to protect the information calm unauthorized disclosure, the United States could establish Special Access Programs, SAPs, to further protect the classified information. The number of these programs was to be kept to an absolute minimum and limited to programs in which the number of persons who ordinarily would have access would be reasonably small and commensurate with the objective of providing enhanced protection for the information involved. Only individuals with the appropriate security clearance and additional SAP permissions were authorized to have access to such national security information, which was subject to enhanced handling and storage requirements. Pursuant to Executive Order 13526, information classified at any level could be lawfully accessed only by persons determined by an appropriate United States government official to be eligible for access to classified information and who had signed an approved non-disclosure agreement, who received a security clearance, and who had a need to know the classified information. After his presidency, Trump was not authorized to possess or retain classified documents. 6. Executive Order 13526 provided that a former president could obtain a waiver of the need to know requirement if the agency head or senior agency official of the agency that originated the classified information 1. Determined in writing that access was consistent with the interest of national security and 2. Took appropriate steps to protect classified information from unauthorized disclosure or compromise and ensured that the information was safeguarded in a manner consistent with the order. Trump did not obtain any such waiver after his presidency. The executive branch departments and agencies whose classified documents Trump retained after his presidency. As part of his official duties as president, Trump received intelligence briefings from high-level United States government officials, including briefings from the Director of the Central Intelligence Agency, the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, senior White House officials, and a designated briefer. He regularly received a collection of classified intelligence from the United States intelligence community, USIC, known as the President's Daily Brief. 2. The USIC's mission was to collect, analyze, and deliver foreign intelligence and counterintelligence information to America's leaders, including the president, policymakers, law enforcement, and the military, so they could make sound decisions to protect the United States. The USIC consisted of United States executive branch departments and agencies responsible for the conduct of foreign relations and the protection of national security. After his presidency, Trump retained classified documents originated by, or implicating the equities of, multiple USIC members and other executive branch departments and agencies, including the following: the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA. CIA was responsible for providing intelligence on foreign countries and global issues to the president and other policymakers to help them make national security decisions. The Department of Defense, DoD. DoD was responsible for providing the military forces needed to deter war and ensure national security. Some of the executive branch agencies comprising the USIC were within DoD. C. The National Security Agency. The National Security Agency was a combat support agency within DoD and a member of the USIC responsible for foreign signals intelligence and cybersecurity. This included collecting, processing, and disseminating to United States policymakers and military leaders foreign intelligence derived from communications and information systems, protecting national security systems, and enabling computer network operations. The National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. 1. The National Geospatial Intelligence Agency was a combat support agency within DoD responsible for the exploitation and analysis of imagery intelligence, and Geospatial information in support of the national security objectives of the United States and the geospatial intelligence requirements of DoD, the Department of State, and other federal agencies. The National Reconnaissance Office. The National Reconnaissance Office was an agency within DoD responsible for developing, acquiring, launching, and operating space-based surveillance and reconnaissance systems that collected and delivered intelligence to enhance national security. The Department of Energy. The Department of Energy was responsible for maintaining a safe, secure, and effective nuclear deterrent to protect national security, including ensuring the effectiveness of the United States nuclear weapons stockpile without nuclear explosive testing. The Department of State and Bureau of Intelligence and Research. The Department of State was responsible for protecting and promoting United States security, prosperity, and democratic values. Within the Department of State, the Bureau of Intelligence and Research was a member of the USIC and responsible for providing intelligence to inform diplomacy and support United States diplomats. Trump's public statements on classified information. As a candidate for President of the United States, Trump made the following public statements, among others, about classified information. On August 18, 2016, Trump stated, "In my administration I'm going to enforce all laws concerning the protection of classified information. No one will be above the law." On September 6, 2016, Trump stated, "We also need to fight this battle by collecting intelligence and then protecting our classified secrets." 3. We can't have someone in the Oval Office who doesn't understand the meaning of the word confidential or classified. C. On September 7, 2016, Trump stated, "One of the first things we must do is to enforce all classification rules and to enforce all laws relating to the handling of classified information." On September 19, 2016, Trump stated, "We also need the best protection of classified information." On November 3, 2016, Trump stated, "Service members here in North Carolina have risked their lives to acquire classified intelligence to protect our country." As President of the United States, on July 26, 2018, Trump issued the following statement about classified information. "As the head of the executive branch and commander-in-chief, I have a unique, constitutional responsibility to protect the nation's classified information, including by controlling access to it. Such access is particularly inappropriate when former officials have transitioned into highly partisan positions and seek to use real or perceived access to sensitive information to validate their political attacks. Any access granted to our nation's secrets should be in furtherance of national, not personal, interests." Trump's retention of classified documents after his presidency. In January 2021, as he was preparing to leave the White House, Trump and his White House staff, including Nauta, packed items, including some of Trump's boxes. Trump was personally involved in this process. Trump caused his boxes, containing hundreds of classified documents, to be transported from the White House to the Mar-a-Lago Club. 2. From January through March 15, 2021, some of Trump's boxes were stored in the Mar-a-Lago Club's white and gold ballroom, in which events and gatherings took place. Trump's boxes were for a time stacked on the ballroom stage, as depicted in the photograph below, redacted to obscure an individual's identity. In March 2021, Nauta and others moved some of Trump's boxes from the white and gold ballroom to the business center at the Mar-a-Lago Club. On April 5, 2021, an employee of the office of Donald J. Trump, Trump Employee 1, texted another employee of that office, Trump Employee 2, to ask whether Trump's boxes could be moved out of the business center to make room for staff to use it as an office. Trump Employee 2 replied, "Whoa. Okay, so POTUS specifically asked Walt for those boxes to be in the business center because they are his papers." Later that day, Trump Employee 1 and Trump Employee 2 exchanged the following text messages. "Much appreciation to you for giving of your time with us at Motivation at Hand. To know is to know how. We trust you will come back soon.